This is First Class Yoga with Barb, and we're here today to do a little more challenging practice, trying to carry a whole vinyasa through. So we're going to go ahead and get started with a warm-up. So go ahead and separate your feet about 3 feet apart, and then we're going to bring our arms up into our goddess pose and sink back down. So this is called either goddess pose or moon pose. So your knees are right over your heels. You're reaching your bottom back. Tummies are nice and engaged. And we're going to inhale through the nose all the way up and exhale back to our moon pose. And inhale and exhale. Remember all the breath, if you can, through the nose. And now we're going to add on from here. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep down, grab the sun, press through the feet, raise the arms overhead, and exhale back to our moon pose. Inhale, exhale all the way down. Keep the bottom lower than the chest. Raise it up and back to moon pose. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down, press through the feet, nice and strong legs, bringing you back up. Hold it here, sitting back onto the heels, breathing nice long deep breaths, and go ahead and release that. And now parallel those feet. Hold your hands at your hip joint, not up here at your waist, slide it all the way down to the hip joint. Inhale, lift your sternum up to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Inhale and exhale. Nice flat back. Fold on over, breathing nice long deep breaths, and release your hands all the way down to the mat. Stretching out through the backs of the legs, keeping those hips nice and high. Relax the shoulders down from your ears. Breathe. Slowly shake that head yes, and shake the head no. For those who want to go a little bit deeper, walk your fingers in line with your toes, press through the feet, raise the hips up, opening up the backs of the legs. And go ahead and walk your hands back out in front. Now keep that left hand down on the mat, or if you have a block, you can put that hand right on a block. And coming into a twist, inhale, raise that right arm up, and exhale it back down. Inhale, raise left, and exhale down. Again, inhale, twist through the spine, gazing up to the sky, and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. One more time. Inhale, sweep up, make that rotation, and release it back down. Inhale, sweep up, and release it back down. And now go ahead and heel toes those feet even wider. And bend your right knee. And again, if you have a block, we want to try and get our bottom a little bit lower than the chest. If you don't have a block and you can be right here, that's fine. Otherwise, either a book or a block to get that chest lifted. This is an inner thigh stretch. And then grapevine your hands over to the other side, bending the other knee, stretching out through the other leg, keeping that hips nice and low. And again, go on over side to side, nice and slow with your breath. Opening up through the legs, through the groin, through the hips, and working those inner thighs. Breathe. And our last one. And go ahead, place that block away. Heel toe your feet back to the center. And now keep your tummy right on top of your thighs, round your back, and roll, roll, roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Standing in our mountain pose. Your feet are nice and parallel, right underneath your hips. Most people think that it's a little bit wider, but keep it right underneath the hips. Draw your belly in, lift your sternum up to where the wall and the ceiling are. Draw those shoulder blades back. Those hands are just out at the side. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Clasp the hands together. Turn those palms up. Press the hands all the way up, and now press your feet back down into the mat. And go ahead and release that down. Add a side bend. Inhale, sweep up. This time, clasp your hands in front with just the index fingers pointed straight up. And now, reach over to your right. And bring it back center. And reach over to your left. And bring it back center one more time. Reach over to the right. Reach away. And exhale at center. Inhale, over to the side, reach away, open up through the side, and bring it back center. Release that down. And let's go ahead and bring our hands right onto our shoulders and roll those elbows out. Roll those shoulders out. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. Pause and bring those back around the other way. And go ahead and release that. Shake that all out. Get a little rebound. Get a little energy in the body. Getting ready for our vinyasa. So let's go ahead and come to the tops of our mats. And inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive, flat back. Soften your knees, hands outside your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins, flat back. Exhale, hands outside. Step the right foot back, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. So go ahead and walk your dog by bending one knee and then the other. Spread your fingers nice and wide, draw those thumbs toward each other. And now press the knuckles of the fingers as well as the palm into the mat on your next exhale. Inhale, and on the exhale, push away, lift those hips up, and lower those heels down. Release the knees down to the mat, uncurl the toes, and sit back into a child's pose. Sitting back down onto your heels, hands are planted into the mat. Inhale, and on the exhale, push the hands into the mat. Lengthen the arms, start to open up the armpits, lengthening through the spine, and bring that all back center. Bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Your knees are right underneath your hips. We're going to start out with our cat-cow. So curl those toes under, and now just lean back into your toes a little bit. Wake those feet up, wake the toes up. Count how many toes are actually curled under. And bring yourself back to neutral and reposition those toes, trying to get all 10 toes to curl under. Exhale, draw your chin to your chest, tuck that belly in, round your back, press the toes and the hands down into the mat. And now change the tops of the feet, drop your belly toward the mat and pull your heart forward. And exhale, tuck and curl, curl, curl. And inhale, lengthen forward. And exhale, tuck and curl. And inhale, lengthen forward. Last one. Exhale, tuck and curl. And inhale, lengthen forward. And release that. Keep that tummy nice and engaged, and go ahead and press the top of that right foot down. If your foot can't go flat and you need to curl your toes under, you can do that, but eventually we hope to get you to a balance on the top of that foot. we're going to extend that right arm and that left leg, rotating so the thumb points up and the toes point down. Hold that tummy in so you support your low back. Now lengthen away from yourself and bring it back center. Inhale and lengthen, and exhale, release. Inhale and lengthen, exhale, release. Inhale and lengthen, exhale, release. Last set. Inhale and lengthen, exhale, release. Inhale and lengthen, exhale, release. Shoot those elbows straight back. Keep them in nice and tight to the body and drop your chin and chest down onto the mat. 8 points are on the mat. Chin, chest, hands, knees, and feet. And slide on down, flat onto your bellies. Widen those hands outside your chest. Uncurl the toes. Draw those elbows into your body and down toward your feet. Lift your belly up. Press your pelvis down. Inhale, float up. Draw those elbows and those hands back toward your feet without moving them. Breathe. Inhale. And on the exhale, turn the head over to the right. And back center. And over to the left. And back center. And go ahead and release that back down. Curl the toes under. Push yourself back up. And we're going to bring those knees right underneath our hips again, and those hands right underneath our shoulders. Again, press the top of that right foot down. Inhale, raise the right arm and the left leg. This time, we're going to bring the elbow to the knee and lengthen away. Cross the body and lengthen. Cross the body and lengthen. Ooh. And release that down. Inhale onto the other side. Hold that belly in. And elbow to the knee. And lengthen away. And cross to the opposite side. And lengthen. And bend. And extend. And place that down. Go ahead and step that right foot all the way forward. Curl your back toes, lift that back knee, and step that forward. And we're in a forward fold. Bend your knees, put your tummy on top of your thighs, and now press your feet down and raise your hips up. And release that down. Press through the feet, raise the hips up, and release that down. Again, press through the feet, raise the hips up, and soften the knees. Press through the feet. This time raise all the way up overhead. Hands coming to prayer position. And back to the heart center. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. Great job. Reconnect with that breath. And start to notice what's happening in your body. Maybe your body's starting to get a little bit warmer. Maybe you notice a difference in your blood pressure. Maybe you notice your heart rate just a little bit faster. You notice what you notice. And go ahead and release that. And inhale, bring your hands overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands outside the front foot. Step the left foot back, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Press the hands into the mat, push yourself away, lift the hips nice and high. Breathe nice, long, deep breaths. You're looking right at the middle of your mat. Your hands are pressing the weight off your wrists. And release your knees back down onto the mat. Uncurl your toes. Walk your hands right underneath your shoulders. We're going to go ahead and come into a side plank. So kick your left foot out like a kickstand and send that right leg straight back. And now rotate your hips so the whole inside of that right foot is on the floor. And now we're going to go ahead and raise that right arm up. So if I were to look down at my left hand, my shoulder is directly over my wrists. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And now let's press the kickstand down into the floor and see if we can raise that extended leg off the ground. Breathe, find a little balance here. And go ahead and place the foot down, place the hand down, and your knees are back. Let's go right over to the other side. So kick that right foot out for the kickstand, the left leg goes straight back, and then the hips rotate so the inside of the foot is on the floor, and then that left hand goes up. Again, that shoulder is right over your wrist. Breathe. Press your kickstand down and see if you can raise that extended leg off the ground, finding a little bit of balance. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And go ahead and place that down. Once again, you're back into that tabletop. Let's go ahead and open our knees as wide as the mat. Bring your big toes together and sit back in an open knee child pose, walking those hands out as far forward as you need to so that you can rest your forehead or your chin all the way down to the mat. Again, those fingers are spread nice and wide. Press the knuckles of the fingers as well as the palm into the mat. Push yourself away. Find length in that spine. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. Opening up through the hips. Breathe. And go ahead and bring yourself back center. Go ahead and with those hands forward, lower those elbows down to the mat. So those elbows are right underneath your shoulders. We're going to curl our toes under and come into a low plank. And now, draw your elbows to your toes to your elbows. Draw your elbows to your toes to your elbows. That core is nice and engaged. And now, twist it over to the left. Pull that tummy center. Twist it over to the right and center. It's left, center, right, center, left, center, right, center. And go ahead and lay yourself all the way down. Coming into a cobra position. Those legs are together. Those hands are wide outside the chest. Those elbows come into the body and down toward the feet. Lift your belly button up into your spine and press your pelvis down. Inhale, float into that baby cobra. Keep pressing your hands. Keep those elbows soft. Big arch in the spine into that full cobra. Breathe. Draw those shoulder blades together. And go ahead and lower yourself back down. And curl the toes under. Push yourself back up. So for those who are just starting out, you can go back to that tabletop, kick out the kickstand foot, extend the leg back and rotate. For those of you who want a little more challenge, we're going to take that into a full plank. So walk your hands forward, curl your toes under, and come into that full plank. And now bring that left hand right in front of your face. So the easier way to do this is to separate your feet so that when you rotate, the sides of your feet can go onto the mat and that right arm can come up. Again, that shoulder is right over your wrist. And go ahead and release that down. Drop the knees. Reposition your hands. Coming up onto the other side. Press into that full plank or just stay on your hands and knees. The right hand is right in front of your face. You rotate on the sides of your feet and raise the opposite arm up. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And go ahead and release those knees back down to the mat. And now step that left foot all the way forward. Curl the back toes. Lift the back knee and step that forward. Breathe. Let's go ahead and walk our fingers under our toes. And press through the feet and raise the hips up into our gorilla. If you need to shake out the head, yes or no. And go ahead and release that. Soften your knees. Press through the feet. Inhale overhead. Hands come to the heart center. Breathe nice, long, deep breaths. Again, just close your eyes. Reconnect with your body. Stay with your awareness right at the present moment. Don't let the mind wander into thoughts. If it does, just acknowledge those are thoughts. Come back to your own practice, your own breath. And open the eyes. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Step the right foot back, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. We're going to come into a three-legged dog. So raise that right leg up and inhale, come into a three-legged plank and push back into a three-legged dog. And inhale into a three-legged plank and push back into the three-legged dog. And inhale into that three-legged plank and push back into that three-legged dog. And step that down. So it's your choice. You can either drop to your knees or just inhale and come into a plank position. Come a little bit forward, shoot those elbows back, lower, and all the way down to the mat. Uncurl the toes, legs are together, hands are outside the chest, elbows are in and down towards your feet. So your choice is to stay with one of the first two cobras or come into the more advanced pose of up dog. Inhale, float into the cobras. Keep pressing the hands into the mat, lift the legs up off the mat, keep the arch in the spine for that full up dog, and lower yourself back down. Curl the toes under, push yourself back up. And we're going to come right back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and lift that left leg up. And inhale into that modified plank, into the three-legged plank. And push back into the three-legged dog. And inhale, three-legged plank. And push back into the three-legged dog. Inhale, three-legged plank, and push back into three-legged dog. And step that down. Shift your weight into that right hand, right foot, and bring that left foot forward. You can reach back and grab it. Step it forward, and press through the feet. Inhale overhead, and bring yourself back to center. And go ahead and take a breath here, breathing nice, long, deep breaths. And release that. I hope that you've enjoyed this practice. Once again, this is First Class Yoga. Please like the page, and if you would, please subscribe, so that you'll get notifications of when new videos are uploaded. Thank you very much. First Class Yoga with Barb. So let's go ahead and come down to the end of our mat. Go ahead and bend your knees. And then roll yourself all the way down onto the mat, coming down to our final position in Shavasana. So our arms are going to be apart, our legs are pointed to the corners of the mat. We're going to go ahead and lean into that right shoulder and walk that left shoulder blade under our back. Lean into the left shoulder and walk that right shoulder under our back. Draw the chin down toward your chest, keeping the back of the neck nice and long. Closing the eyes. Notice again what you notice. Are there any body sensations? Where's your breath? Notice maybe the body will start to cool down a little bit. Just keep your focus on your breathing, the inhalation and the exhalation. Scanning through the body, starting at the feet. You can make any little movement that you need to make any adjustment that feels more comfortable. Starting with the feet, scanning through the toes and the bottom of the foot. Allowing those heels to be heavy. Those hips are open, coming up through the legs and around the knees. Noticing the hips and the buttocks, and you can wiggle it out a little bit if it needs it. Releasing the spine down onto the mat. The shoulders are heavy, the arms are heavy. You can wiggle the fingers and the wrists. And very, very slowly, if you don't feel like your head's in the center, you can let it fall side to side until you feel like it's in the center, with that chin drawn toward the chest, keeping the back of the neck nice and long. The eyes are closed, and let the eyes feel heavy, resting in the back of the head, and let the eyelids feel nice and light. Continue scanning all the way through the body, through the chest, through the spine, all the way through the arms, all the way into the shoulders and around the neck and the throat, all the way into the face, all the way into the crown of the head. Any part of the body that feels tension or pain, just let it release. Breathing nice, long, deep breaths. Allow the body to settle and relax another 10%. And if your mind is still spinning fast, just try to slow it down. Just try to bring slower breathing to the body, allowing the thoughts to just be slow to the point that you can let them go for the time being and come back to them later. Release your tongue from the roof of the mouth, the back of the throat. If you choose, you certainly may stay in Shavasana. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and have you bring that awareness back to my voice. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, sliding your legs together. Reach the arms up overhead. Stretch the body nice and long. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bend those knees, hugging those knees into your chest, rocking side to side. And roll over to the right side, keeping the knees bent. Extend that right arm so that you can rest your head on that upper right arm. That left hand comes across your body so the left hand lands on the floor in front of your chest. You want to take a couple of breaths here, allowing yourself to come out of the meditation. And now to protect that low back, extend that top leg forward. Push that left hand into the mat and bring yourself up to a seated position. So coming into a seated position, you can use this mudra where your index finger is on the thumb. Just resting your hands on your thighs, sitting up nice and tall, dropping those shoulders from the ears. Breathing. And now bring those hands to prayer position, slightly bowing the head. Those thumbs come right into the heart center. May the light in my heart center shine upon the light in your heart center. And together we're all one in this universe. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the practice today. I'm Barb with First Class Yoga.